this video, I'm going to show you a couple different ways to display information from the MySQL database using PHP. I'm going to make some assumptions that you have your project set up, you have your Lab 7 files uploaded, and like I said, there'll be several different examples of information that you can display. Okay, I have PHP Storm open, I have the index page open on the left side, and so we'll show you a couple things. First one I wanted to show you is the database show tables, this file right here. So double click on it, open it up, and what this is going to do is just display all the tables inside the database. If we look over here, we can see that we do have our 3 databases that we've created, and if we run this, it should show all that. And once again, this here is our credentials. We link that in through an include, some screen output here, and then here is the actual code that does this. Don't necessarily need to understand it, but you can just sort of take a look at it and see what's available. Now we'll come over to the web page. This is the script right there. Go ahead and click on it, and here is the list of tables. Sometimes it's important to be able to list out what tables are there. The number is the actual length of the string of the name of the table. So 15, there's 15 characters in this string. Once again, these 3 tables are listed there. Okay, return to the main page, close this one out. The next one is show the fields in the ice cream table. That's this file right here. Once again, database credentials. We're going to use an array here, populate the array so we can display it. It allows us to do it in a more pretty format, which you'll see in a second. And we do have our connection here, and here is where we're pulling in this data. We're selecting all records, that's what the wildcard, that's what the star is, from the table ice cream, and we're going to limit 0. It helps just clean up the stuff. As we go through this, it's going to step through each record using a for statement, and it's going to put that information into an array. Basically, you can think of an array as, especially a 2-dimensional array, sort of as a spreadsheet, where the first number right here is the row, and then this is the column. Remember, computers start counting with 0 instead of 1. So everything in column 0, the first column, is going to be the name. Once again, remembering name here represents like mint chip. And then it'll tell you what the type is, the length, and the precision of that. Once we populate that array, we'll display it out in a table. So we'll come over here to our web page. Actually, we'll jump back here, look at this, and once again, these are our fields here. Now if we run this, we can see that it is our fields here. The exact same field. It has the type it is, variable string, long, it's a date, we have the fixed length, and field precision. Those are all 0s for right now. Okay, we'll close that out. Quickly, we'll look at the employees. Once again, basically the same thing going through here, except we change different tables here. Expand that out. And there should be one less. We can go ahead and run that quickly. Once again, shows our information here, as expected. Back to the main page, close this out. And the last one here is vendors. Now remember, I had a bunch of extra fields with the vendors, and I did some special things with that. If we expand out vendors, this is all the way down through. Remember, we have the different lengths here. Here we have 30 characters, 12 characters, 30, 15, 2, 5. We have the text field, which means it can be more than 250 characters long, so you could enter in a paragraph or a short novel if you wanted. Here we have a floating number that was a maximum of 8 characters long, maximum 5 after the decimal point. Here we have an integer or a decimal, maximum 8 numbers long, maximum it will hold at 2 after the decimal point, and then we also have our date for our creation date. Go back to the web page, show fields in the tables vendor. Once again, here it is. We have all the fields, and if we notice, the field length is changing a little right here to follow that. Field length is a little misrepresentative because remember here the state, it says 6, but over here it's 2. And that has to do with how the text is being stored in the database. But what I want to show you here is the precision. Here we have our float number, we have that interest rate where we have decimals, and then we have this other value here, and here we have our monthly fee, which was our dollars. And so you can see that it does represent our tables, and we're actually querying this in real time. And we'll go back to the main page. And the one last thing I wanted to show you here is this last one here, show data in table vendors. Here's the file for that last one. This is actually going to display the data from the table in a web page format. As we can look here, once again, we have our credentials, we have our connection string where we specify our credentials. Coming down here, now we're going to select our information. We have our tables, which is vendors. Remember, that's where we created all that information before. We're going through that, and now we will step through this, give out some headers in a table, and then for each record, we're going to step through here and display this information out, which these values all should look familiar. I'm going to jump back to the web page. I'm going to click on show data in table vendors, expand this out a little bit more so you can actually see it. Here is all that information. Remember, Bugs Bunny, Warner Brothers, Roadrunner, Acme, Daffy Duck, and Duck Commander. All that information. We have our interest rates here being displayed as 5 decimals. We have our monthly fee being displayed with 2 decimals. And so this is one way to go through this, and this is a great place to see where loops work great. Now we can go and display this information from databases. Thank you for watching.